Hello, good morning. Welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Ian.
I'm Lauren.
And today we're going to start strong, finish stronger, and start sharing some of our kettlebells or our balls that are just off of the screen here and the skills of strength with you. But first, let's start with our breath and maybe check in. How are you doing today? It's kind of a gloomy, rainy day here. That doesn't matter. We're online. Let's do it. Lauren is getting into the breathing position. So whether you're standing, hands on belly, you're laying down, maybe take a light object, place it on the belly, and feel your breath. As you take your first couple breaths in and out of the nose, I'll also join you on the floor. Slow in through the nose and slow out also through the nose. Take one or two more. In through the belly, in through the nose, into the belly, and then out. Let's now aim for 4-second inhales. Starting now, think inhale for 4, 3, 2, filling that belly. Then exhale, same 4-second duration. Repeat an inhale, 4 seconds in. Just feel where that breath is going. Trying to keep the chest calm, followed by an exhale. Now one more time, breath in for 4 seconds. And exhale also for 4 seconds. Maintain your breath as I just talk a little bit here. So breathe in through the nose and slowly out through the nose. Repeat that cadence as I explain what's going to happen next. In a moment, on an exhale, we're going to brace your abs like it could take a punch. Ready to do it? Take a breath in through the nose. And on an exhale, exhale and brace those abs. Now, can you breathe in behind that shield? And exhale. Tighten up that shield again and breath in behind that shield. And exhale. 2 more. Tighten up that shield again and now breathe in. Exhale. And one last time, tighten up that shield. Take a sniff in. And exhale. Continue to breathe in and out of the nose for today's practice, as I try to do the same right there. But definitely relax that tension for now in the core. But when we get into our kettlebell skills, think of that nice brace and breathing behind the shield. From this position, we'll get Lauren to take one ankle and cross it to the other knee. Yep, so in that figure 4 position, as we're showing from a seated position, something like here too. Nice and tall, the floor will correct that for the back. And then from here, pull the knee towards your midline or towards your opposite shoulder. And then from there, push the knee to the ground. From the power in the hip versus those hands. Repeat a couple more here as we go in to the body, or crossing the midline, and then push away. Let's do that one more time. Pull towards the midline, maintaining the hip stability. So if you're seated like me, that means weight on both bum cheeks throughout. If you're on Lauren's, maybe you can feel that space between the ribs and the hips and making sure it's not shifting, promoting our core stability for the hip mobility. Now take that ankle and cross your midline even further to have your foot on the outside of the knee. From here, let's do our ballet point. And from there, trace a half circle shape from ballet point towards the ceiling or towards your face if you're laying down on the floor. So Lauren's going to go that way at the ankle till we get towards that karate foot or that the flexion shape here. And then from there, go back towards your point. Repeat one more. reach towards the ceiling, reach towards up, or turning that sole of the foot to see it. Navigate that corner to bring yourself to that dorsiflexed ankle, and then point. From there, now we'll switch our direction and carve out those spaces as Lauren goes away and around, again to that dorsiflex shape, and then point. And one final time, reach down and away, come up to that dorsiflex, and also point. Wiggle those toes very gently, just unhook those feet, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So seated tall like this, a little bit more of an easier position is probably going to be the one on the floor there to take the knee across. Set up. Then sitting tall, pull the knee towards the midline, and then towards opening that hip. Same thing. Hip stays stable, or pulling in that hip socket versus twisting the hips around, and then press low. We'll do that for 2 more. And again, if you're on the floor like Lauren, make sure the rib and hip spaces are staying consistent. And if you're seated like me on the ground, that there's weight on both butt cheeks. Now let's overcross that ankle one last time. Start in that ballet point or plantar flex. And then again, start turning the ankle that the big toe either goes towards your face or towards the ceiling. And for extra special versions of this or extra special tension, make a fist with your toes. Once you're at that dorsiflex shape or karate foot, point to the ballet foot. And then one more time, same thing. Slowly navigate the turn of the ankle to get the toes towards the ceiling. And then around to that half circle shape or D, and then point. Now, take that foot ankle and carve out those other spaces, the bottom spaces in this case for me, as we navigate that circle shape to the karate foot, and then point. And I love seeing Lauren's toes there. I took a look and they're nice and flexed over, really making the arch work. And then one more time, navigate those outside shapes there, the eversion shape, and then to the ankle and the karate foot, and follow that with our point. Wiggle the toes, both sides are all right. Uncross, and just take a breath and relax for a second. From here, we'll get on all fours and talk to our wrists, and then from there, our core spine.
Yep.
Wrist it up, Lauren.
All right. From those all fours positions, spread fingers out nice and wide. I'd like you to look down between your hands, and I'll try to cue you enough you don't have to look up at me. Keep your elbows straight and your blood donations, your elbow pits forward. For right now, shrug your shoulders up into your ears and then pull your shoulder blades down out of your ears. Repeat that again, thinking about what's moving. What is moving? The only thing that should be moving are your blades sliding up and down your rib cage, not your spine and not your head neck. Last shrug, last pull down. Now I want you to push the floor away. So you slightly round your back, but it's because your blades come around your body. And then pull your blades together like you're pinching a pencil in between them. Repeat. Push the floor away. Elbows are still straight. Spine is not moving. Head and neck is not moving. Everything's just along for the ride. Pinching your blades as you pull them together. One more time. Push the floor away. And then find neutral with your blades. So where they like to sit, pull them down. Now from here, let's start rocking some circles around in our hands. So if we just draw a circle with our shoulders, you'll feel the weight distribute through a pinky, through a ring, through a middle, through an index. Don't forget your thumb. Then over to thumb, index, middle, ring, baby, and heels of hands. Now switch the direction. Other baby, other ring, other middle, other index. Thumb, thumb, index. Name those fingers that quick, it's hard. Back to center. Hard. And then push the floor away to come back. Shake it off. Right now, have your toes like this. And could you start to sit back towards those toes? Okay. And then push through, come up. We're going to do a quarter turn with actually a half turn with our hands. But put one hand down normal. Take the other hand and put your fingers towards your kneecap. Then Check in with that arm and shoulder. Is your shoulder out of your ear? Is your thumb and pinky heavy on the floor? Your ring and your middle and your index heavy on the floor? Maybe you can sit back, keeping that elbow straight. Now, try to stay there, but bend your elbow, peeling the palm of the heel or the heel off the floor, then the balls of the hand off the floor, and then the fingers, and shake that out. Same thing other side. One hand goes normal. Other hand goes fingers towards your kneecap. Place the hand down, straighten the elbow, pack the shoulder. From there, pinky and thummy push down. Ring and index push down. Middle push down. Sit back. Start to bend the elbow and peel the heel and then the balls of the hand and then the fingers off the floor. I don't know what I'd call those, the balls of my feet, so I'm calling them the balls of my hand.
Yeah, that first knuckle line, callus
line. Let's do one more wrist before Ian takes it back. Okay, back over. So we're on our knuckles this time. Again, shoulders are down, donations are forward. With open hand this time, roll open. But again, get pinky to touch, get thummy to touch, and then check in with that shoulder and elbow. Now push the back of the hand into the floor to come back up to a fist. And regrip that fist. Hold it tight there. Other side, rolls over. Donation forward, fingers heavy, shoulders packed. Push the floor away, roll back up. If that was enough for you, do that again. If you want a little added more, don't let your hand open this time as we roll over the back of the hand. That means no thumb opening, no index, no pinky, none of them open. Hold, 3, 2, 1, close it back up. Same thing other side. If I get that $100 bill into your hand, I get to keep it. So grip it tight. Grip it. 3, 2, push it back. And then this time, stand or extend, but now untuck your toesies and sit back with that. How does that feel? Maybe even
feeling good. Feeling good. We're going to come back to those wrists in just a second. We're going to get the low back going from our lunge position before we get to that upper back. So step through into your lunge. And again, the actions of the low back include the hip hike, the pull low, hip hikes and pull low. Repeat for a couple more. This is my hip hike position here, and then we'll level things out. Hip hike, level things out. Do that one more time on a hip hike, and then level. Hips, bowl a punch. If it's a bowl of punch, let's scoop some of that punch up as we tuck the hip under. That might enliven a stretch on the quad here. And then as you tip that punch bowl out, hopefully you can feel something on that lateral posterior hamstring. Then tuck and tip. And are your hips still level? Tuck under, tip away, and then one last time, tuck, tip. And now find a nice position where you're doing almost all four of those actions. We're hiking and pulling and pushing in that right position, and then take a leg and place it underneath. Nice move, Lauren. Same thing other side. From here, I'm more likely to personally, I'm more likely to hike on this side.
Hike.
So
Pull down.
That's a brain gym exercise. Pull it low.
Hike.
Little hike, and balance that tension, share it with the other side. Couple more here in a hip hike, and then that depressed hip or pull down, and then last one, hiccup or hip hike, and then low. Now from here, tuck or scoop under with a bum squeeze in the back, and then relax the butt cheek and let the hip tip forward. Squeeze your butt cheek in the back as you would scoop or tuck under, and then let the butt cheek relax.
Don't lean forward.
As you tip. I am looking at the camera. I think I see that too. Good call. Tuck under. So Lauren's posture here, being very upright in that upper body, is exceptional. She was calling me out for leaning forward. So one more time here. I'm going to tuck under or scoop forward, and then to the back. Now find the middle. Bring that leg underneath with some balance. Let's go back to those hands on all fours and start to play with that rib cage or T-spine. Let's do it. Hands on the ground. From here, we're finding a neutral place for our low back, so that's not neither too extreme on the extension phase like Lauren's showing here, nor too extreme on the flexion phase the way she just changed there. So find the middle ground there where we can use that abdominal brace. That's it. Use the abdominal brace. Now hands open, blood donations forward as Lauren is also cued. And now look between those hands. Now your sternum or your heart, brace your core and push your heart toward the wall in front of you. Trying your absolute best for 5 more seconds here to not move your head, at least not first. And then relax. For here again, let's push the floor forward, core up on the brace, and again, same thing, try to push that sternum forward. 3, 2, and then slow on the off switch. Let's do that twice more here as you can regrip the floor, brace the low back and the abs there for safety and strength, push the floor forward through the hands, and then try to push that sternum. Oh, makes it so much work here. Pushing the sternum forward for 3, 2, coast away. If you just try that one last time here, regrip those hands as you need, straighten elbows, core brace, maybe a head chin tuck, and then for 10 seconds, push the floor forward, the sternum or the heart in that extension or cow shape, and relax. Whew. From here, take a break, take a breath. Let me just check out what we're at here. Yeah, so on the way up here, we're going to do some of our swimmer movements or our body weight shoulder movements first, and then we'll integrate that kettlebell or ball or dumbbell or heavy book for you at home.
Brick.
Lauren, either stand up or show us your backside.
Stand up.
Working on the shoulders.
I gotta stand, my knees.
Get in the W shape, right on. So join Lauren in that standing shape, whatever you prefer. Get a little closer, get a little closer, get a little closer.
I'm just really tall, so.
Great. So in that W shape here, shrug your shoulders once and then pull them down. Now take straight lines through those hands and not touching, but hover those hands on the back of the head. So elbows go low, shoulders stay low, hands go to hover the back of the head. From here, one more time, elevate or shrug the shoulders and say for the rest of this drill, I won't do that. So we're going to pull down those armpits. And now very slowly, look to straighten out the elbows. And you might end up in my shape that looks more like a T, or Lauren's shape that looks more like a Y. Hold for a 1/1000, and then slow bend on those elbows, hands towards back of head. Pull those armpits down again, and either approach the same degree of the T, or as you slowly extend the elbows, try to get yourself to more of a Y shape. Making sure that those elbows are fully straight by the end and the armpits are low. Now slowly bend on those elbows, returning the hands to the back of the head. We'll try one more time, making sure those elbows are high and the armpits low, and then maybe again try to chase that Y shape as we encourage those elbows to stiffen up and straighten out. Hold for a 1/1000. Then a slow, controlled bend on the elbows, hands hover on the back of the head. Now let's pull the elbows to the ribs, and then just return and reset the arms. I'm going to come up. From here, we're going to use our kettlebell now. Maybe that's a crazy action for your body weight. If that body weight version didn't feel so strong, let's stick with it before we integrate the halo. But Lauren will use a ball for her halo exercise, and I'll be using my kettlebell.
Oh.
No horsing around.
Okay.
That's not true. Let's add some play to the day here.
All right, so I have my ball. You have an object. Or if you don't, now you do. Imaginary. Let's place that object on the floor, whether it's real or not. To pick it up, we're going to come down to our squat stance. So start pulling yourself down. From here, grip your object. If you're with Ian on a kettlebell halo, you have the thumbs down and you're going to curl it up. From here, hippity hook. I like to step my feet together, making a smaller base. Get plank tension right now. Squeeze your butt, brace your core. Nothing moves, but this bell comes to the ear, the back of the head, the other ear, and the front of the head. Same direction 2 more times. Ear, creating that window, back of head, ear, front. Last time, same direction. At the back of my head, I'm showing you that I'm trying to get that ball or bell close to the base of my skull. Same thing, other direction for 3. Ear, back of head, ear, front. Also, is your head moving? The answer should be no. Is your butt moving? Only if it's clenched. Otherwise, it's just the ball moving around you or the bell. Back to center, step your feet to your squat stance, pull yourself down, extend, let go, up without. Stay over top of your object or place it more directly underneath you and adjust your stance to a more hinge-like position. So that'll be slightly narrower than your squats. We're going to work on our hinges for right now, going through our checklist the first time, then a little faster for 4. Chop your hips back. Slide your hands down your shins. We're doing our checklist from the toes up. Are your toes heavy and gripping the floor? Are your heels heavy too, though? Your hands on your shins, are they perpendicular to the floor? Are you feeling load and weight through your hamstrings and your glutes? Is your core braced and your spine still nice and long, your head neutral? From here, push your legs down and out into the floor to stand up. Stand up tall. I come through, punch you in the stomach, punch you in the butt. Repeat 4 more times, little faster. Not fast, little faster. Chop hips. Slide down. Toes should still be heavy right here, but load up hammies and glutes. Now drive down and out. Up. Stand up without. Punch, punch. Repeat 2 more times. Chop hips. Hinging back. Oh, thank you. We'll see you soon, I hope. Great. Have a great lecture. Please don't jump on any tables today. Stand up tall and shake it out. It's nice hearing about people who are out there, so thanks for commenting. We'll see you and maybe hear or talk to you soon. All right, we're going to start something new today. With a kettlebell, we're going to try our bottoms up. I'll do it with a bell or a ball, because if you don't have an object or a kettlebell at home, you will follow me. Standing right over top of your object. If you're using a kettlebell, we're going to hinge and grip with our pinky close to the corner side of the bell. Okay, I'm just going to use my ball here. Pack your shoulder. Yeah, good idea. Let's actually all stand up, let go, and we're going to watch Ian do this first so you know what's about to happen. Ian, you're headless.
That's okay.
Okay, so he's standing over top of his bell. He's going to use his hinge, gripping close to the pinky side of the bell, not on the corner, but close to the corner. Little swing through, pop the bell upside down. Swing through, pop. Great. He's going to have his other hand ready so he protects his teeth, because that's a big dentist bill here. Right now, all we're doing is finding stability in our wrist, our elbow, and our shoulder. 3, 2, through and park using your hinge. Great. With me, use that object. Ready. Stand over top of your bell. Push straight down. Little swing through and whoop, upside down. From here, retract that shoulder blade. If you have that light object, maybe we do a bit of a quarter press here. Noticing my wrist is nice and straight no matter what you're holding, in line with your elbow. Blade retracted, hold. 3, 2, step, tight to zipper through, and park. Up without. We have to do a second side because you already did it. Do it again. Chop your hip. Grip. Pack shoulder. Little swing through. Upside down.
Ooh, non-dominant
Tight
hand.
abs, tight butt. That's okay. We practice. Check in with your wrist. Are you broken? Yucky? Straight. Yes. On top of elbow. Retract blade. Hold tight. 4, 3, 2, step through, park. Whew. Great. Let's do our halos and our hinges one last time to finish up the set and move on. Pull yourself down. Squat this time. We're squatting, so butt's lower than our knees. Grip, curl, hop, steppity step. Ear, back of head, ear, front, spice it up, switch directions. Alternate ways. 3 each side total for 6. Take your time. Nice. And I don't know, I lost count because I was reading something funny.
I think this is 5. I think this is 5.
Last time the other way. And then pull yourself down to a squat. Undo your arms, place down, stand up without. One more set of 5 hinges, so standing over top of our object. Using your hips, chop back, slide down, toes heavy, heels heavy. Now push down and out to extend to tall. Great. Chop hips. If you'd like to lift that object, grip. Pack your shoulders. Inhale, brace. Hup. Tall. Hip hinge. Full dead weight back to the floor. Tap that object down. Repack. Hup. Up. Hinge. Tap. Repack. Grip. Hup. Tall. We have one more. Hinge. Full dead weight to the floor. Last pickup. Hup. Use your hinge, nice flat back, hips go back, bell goes down, up without. Wham, bam. Excellent.
Nice. That bottoms up hold maybe threw you into a really unfamiliar territory. And that's okay. We'll try to fill in some of those gaps and we'll come back to that bottoms up movement in a couple sessions.
A little teaser.
Other ways to improve our strength and our familiarity with our kettlebell or our new friend, this weird shaped bell object, is our hold positions. Lauren set us up really nice with that hinge. So now we're going to hinge, but only hold on with one hand. And then bring it out to the side and hopefully feel the polite core fires burning here today. To do that, stand straddling your load if you have a kettlebell with the handle parallel with your feet. If you're using a dumbbell or a super small object, maybe bring the floor up and put a pillow or an ottoman underneath that it's a little bit more accessible for you right away. But if you're ready to go like we are, let's set up that hip hinge. We'll grab it with one hand, or maybe 2 if you can't grab with one like Lauren there. So we have one hand on.
Hey, I can palm this bad boy.
Where's your other shoulder? Is it open or rotated the way I'm showing here? Or are you square? With that squared shoulder, pack it, take a sniff, and lift that object. Address your stance, moving to the side. While holding an object at your side, gently let the weight of it carry you to a low position. But then recruit that other side to help pull yourself upright. For 10 or 15 more seconds, we're coaching a low armpit on the loaded side and heavy engagement on the other, pushing our feet in the floor, squeezing our butt cheeks, and holding for about 4, 3. Then open up your stance, return the arm to the center of the body, and return to that hinge position. Before you stand up, are your shoulders square? If they are, let go. Come back up through center. Check in.
That was heavy.
Same thing on the other side.
You can make anything heavy.
You can make anything heavy. That's true. So set up that hip hinge again. Grab onto the bell. Where's your shoulder? If it's open the way I'm showing, close it up so that we're nice and square. Pack, preload, and then lift it up.
Oops, sorry.
Adjust your stance, moving in tight. This is not a requisite, but just kind of fun to feel. Do a little bit of a side bend to the loaded side, and then use the abs on the other side to bring yourself up. As Lauren said with her fists in the butt, core abs brace. We're going to hold this for about 15 more seconds.
I also like to make sure people have weight even between both feet, so don't get drifty on one side.
Awesome. Amazing idea there. So stay super strong, spreading the floor like Lauren cued us for the hinge. And for like 2 more seconds, open your stance, hand to center of body, set up before you stand up. Are your shoulders square? Let go. And then come up. Just like that. Now, In a similar stance, but just back away from the bell a little bit, Lauren's going to share 3 to 5 goblet squats with us here.
All right. We're going to take our imaginary object up into this position. Hold it in tight. Check in with your elbows. Right now, they should be attached to either side of your body. No chicken wings here. Eyes up or forward. You're going to pull yourself down by driving out on those legs, gripping the floor and kind of pulling in as you pull yourself down. Because we're squatting, our butt ideally drops lower than our knees. Eyes, chest up. Push down and out to stand up. Repeat. Inhale, pull yourself down. Keep that brace in your abs as you up, tall. Let's go for 3 more. Do not force yourself to drop your butt lower than your knees if your body is saying no thank you. Push out. Getting to parallel is first goal. Breaking parallel is next goal. Nice long spine. We have 1 more. We want that tail reaching long out the back here. Spine long, no tucking under down there, and throw your object.
Chuck it out of the way. So we have this low carry. That's good for carrying water softener bags, groceries, laundry, luggage, fun things like that. This next hold, maybe you're carrying cords of wood at the camp or loading your body nice and strong. We're going to use the hinge to get into a goblet hold, which we will eventually again use in that squat.
Or a goblet of wine.
Or a goblet of wine. Chalice. Goblet. So we're going to stand over top of this load. We'll grab it with 2 hands like the hinge or the deadlift, but instead of the bell stopping at the hips, we're going to pull it to the chest.
Oh, I got you.
You ready to go?
Yeah.
3, 2.
Watch if you don't know what's happening.
And catch it in this goblet hold. Let's return to the floor pretty quickly. Come up barehanded. As Lauren said, maybe watch again. I'll do a quarter turn. So what we're looking for again is our hip hinge. Preload on the bell. Pull it up the body and catch it in this goblet hold. Return to the floor. We'll try that 1 more time together. And then we're going to hold it for about 20 seconds there. Preload. That clean action to goblet. And then pull the shoulders together. So again, avoiding our chicken winged elbows. We're keeping our elbows tight to the body. The rib cage is forward. The butt cheeks are squeezed. The feet are pushing out. And just like that warm up, we have our core bracer shield on and we're breathing behind it. For 5, 4, 3, open your stance just a little bit and then return to the floor, barehanded up. Time to squat.
All right, let's re-pick up that imaginary object through our goblet hinge. Zip, it's back up here. Step into your squat stance, hold the object there, pull yourself down. Nice control down, tall. Pull down, remembering to brace, tall. Use that to get you out of that hard, tough, low spot there. Last one, chest is lifted, elbows are still in tight. Elbows are ideally in tight at the bottom too. Chuck it.
For our last hold for today, we're going to call it looking through the window. So if you do have that kettlebell, there'll be that window at the top between the handle and then the bell. I like to take that kettlebell into this goblet hold first, and maybe that's where you stay, or hide your face and look through that window.
Can you show us? Using your hinge, re-grip, elbows in, butt squeeze, open the window, look. Oh, he's continuously opening. If that window stays open but starts to get heavy, watch that you don't start craning your neck to look through it. Just keep looking forward. That's okay, it might get heavy. Ready?
Almost. The default position we'll find ourselves in is going back here. No thank you. Rib cage on top of those hips. Find a way to feel exceptional amounts of work through the legs and the feet and the abs on the front. Let's do it. Standing over top of that load, set up that hip hinge. Pack shoulders, preload with the sniff, and yep. pull it up. Then adjust your stance as you need. And then for 20 seconds as a maximum, hide your face by looking through that bell. Elbows in tight. Ooh, this is taking my breath away. But I'm breathing through that shield.
I'll count for you. 10, 9, 8. I'm making sure my chin's tucked. I'm kind of pushing the ball together so I can squeeze my lats and brace my abs. 3, 2, step to hinge, close to the body, bell goes down.
Thanks for taking over there.
I know.
It's hard work. Make it hard work, safe work, but feel that engagement again through the core. Let's go one last set of squats, and we'll end up on the floor to finish.
If you'd like, do that goblet pickup, and let's take our squats with a little load. Okay. I'm going to do my hinge.
Okay.
I'm going to pull, grip goblet, step to squat. Two more. Last one. Now to put it down, step to hinge, close to body, up without.
Nice. We'll kind of link those positions and those familiarizing yourself with the carries to then add that into our lifts, like our swings, our squats, lunges, and our get up. First, let's do 2 half get ups from the top to the mid station. Come back up, repeat on right side, and then left side, left side.
Whoops, watch out for your bell.
Watch out for those obstacles.
Okay, Lauren, here we go. Tell me what to do.
All right. Would you like, I'm going to go overhead with my light object. Ian's going to cross his arm. So if you're coming overhead with me, pack your shoulder, brace, straight up, hide that ear, straight elbow. Go. Leg you can touch, step it back. Now, don't go anywhere. Tuck under, slow descent, 5. Push this hip back, 4, and this hip forward, 2, 1, soft down. Front foot opens, rotate, and chop that hip. Now, chop that hip so it reaches back behind you. Then find the floor with your hand. Now shift or push your weight forward to stack. Hold. This is far enough, right? 3, this is halfway. 2, now push back, hand leaves the floor, drive your hips through, unrotate, front foot moves. Think about pushing your front foot forward and your back foot back to get power to stand up together. Same side, repeat. Step back, lunge leg, you can touch, slow descent, 5, 4, 3, 2, soft down, front foot opens, rotate and hinge under that bell. Find your hand, then shift your weight forward, shift your weight back, extend your hip, unrotate, front foot moves, push forward and back, up together. If you're overhead like me, control, pull your bell down, lats, 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 lats. Never throw a kettlebell like that. Same thing, other side.
Other side.
Press your bell overhead. Or cross your arm. Leg you can touch. Step it. Slow descent. 5, 4, 3, 2, soft landing. Front foot opens. Rotate and hinge. Hand finds floor. Then shift your weight and stack. Oh, don't go through. Now, hand leaves floor. Extend hips. Front foot moves. Push forward and back to stand up. Repeat. Drop back lunge. Slow descent. 5. Back hip pushes forward. Front hip pushes back. 2, 1. Front foot opens. Rotate and hinge. Find the floor. Then stack those shoulders. 3, 2. Push back. Unrotate under that bell. Front foot moves, forward back legs, power party. Now pull the bell down with control.
We're going to get to the floor. Maybe a little more graceful than that ball. Don't let gravity tell you what to do. Take your time and anyhow you want, get to the floor. Lauren's going to set us up with that kettlebell cuddle and repeat 2 more get-ups on either side from the ground to that mid-station.
Okay, we're on the ground. We must cuddle. Pick a side, roll to it. Then, from that side, it's your bottom hand that grips the bell as you roll to your back. 2-handed press. Remove the second hand. Place it out to the floor 45 degrees. One leg is bent, other leg is straight. Drive that foot into the floor using your hip extension to pull on elbow, tall sit. Find your hand squishing a bug. Adjust as needed. We're going to go bridge, sweep, pause. Check yourself out. Is your hand underneath your shoulder, underneath your other shoulder, underneath your other hand? Then sweep back through. Elbow, push away from that elbow to get to your back. Keep the bell up. Repeat. Use your hip extension. Drive and pull. Find your hand. We're still looking at our bell. Lift. Sweep. Shoulders are stacked. Nice and steady. 3, 2. Sweep back through. Find your elbow and push away to control the down. Pull your bell down with 2 hands. Cuddle. Don't look. I cheated that a bit. To the other side. Cuddle. Second hand. 2-handed roll press. Get organized. Heavy limbs on the floor. Hip extension. Pull to elbow. Find your hand, keeping that lat engaged, shoulder packed. Get ready to lift and sweep. Hold. Stackity stack. Back sweep through. Elbow. Controlled to your back. Repeat. Hip drive. Pull. That should not feel like a crunch. If it does, we need to talk. Find your hand. Lift. Sweep. Nice stack. 3, 2, back through. Find your elbow. Control to your back. Pull that bell down. If it feels like a crunch, it means you're not using that hip enough. I should clarify that. Obviously, you're going to use your abs, but you need to use that hip.
Start that rotation roll with the hip. Awesome. How was that? Welcome to a new practice on Wednesdays. This is a couple weeks in a row here that we've been able to share our kettlebell skills with you. So we call it our Starting Strong Bodyweight and Kettlebell Day. So thank you for joining us.
If you don't have a kettlebell, just get one of these.
Kettlebells are super hard to find right now. Our friend at Great Lakes, Yura, is opening a new store in Kitchener. So kettlebells are hot. You are ahead of the curve, except maybe you don't have one at home. Sometimes we have some to sell, but we don't even right now either. So if you find a hookup for bells, let us know, because we could use a couple light ones in the studio as well. But thank you very much again for joining here today.
But until then, find a ball.
And find a ball. And as Lauren said, you can make any object real heavy. It just takes a little bit more time maybe, and then a lot more tension.
And it's not always about that weight.
It isn't. It's about that consistency, the effort, and building your strength. So until we build again or play again, I'm Ian.
I'm Lauren.
I'll do most of the bar stuff, most of the bell stuff.
I like bells.
And we'll be here to play, to train, have fun with you online. Thank you so much for joining today. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Is that Alex?